Hello there. Welcome to the Cisco DevNet Associate video series. My name is Jay Ocampo. I have been in the professional networking industry for 15 years. I got myself a CCIE for data center and have delivered many projects in enterprise environments. I'm so excited to share my knowledge and consulting experience to our students. First, let's talk about the Cisco's new certification suite. Before, we have a couple of Cisco technical certifications, right, that focused on operations and engineering, such as CCNA, CCNP, and CCIE certifications about routing and switching, data center, service provider, security, collaboration, and etc. However, by February 2020, there's a software-focused certifications that were introduced, and it follows the same track as with the engineering certifications, where the software track will have its own associate, specialist, professional, and the expert level certifications. As you will see here, the associate, specialist, and professional DevNet certification is already available, while the DevNet expert will be a future offering. Now let's double click on the DevNet certification track. The DevNet Associate exam is for developers who have 1 or more years of hands-on experience developing and maintaining applications that are built on Cisco platforms. This certification validates your core knowledge of Cisco platforms, working with applications, Cisco's programmability strategy, and APIs. You actually only need to take the DevNet Associate exam to get this certification. The second one is the DevNet Specialist, right? And this is for developers who have 3 to 5 years of experience with application development, operations, security, or infrastructure. This certification validates specialized knowledge and skills that connect development operations, security, and network operations in an environment focused on continuous delivery of applications and services using Cisco platforms and devices. You can either choose a software specialist track or an automation specialist track. Each track has its own technology platform specific focus. You only need one exam specific to the platform to be able to get the DevNet Specialist certification. The third one is the DevNet Professional exam, which is suitable for developers who have at least 3 to 5 years of experience designing and implementing applications built on Cisco platforms. There's actually 2 exams covering the design and developing resilient, robust, and secure applications using Cisco APIs and platforms and managing and deploying applications on Cisco infrastructure. Here, you need to pass one core exam and another one concentration exam. The last one is the Cisco DevNet Expert Certification, which is going to be a future offering, so watch out for Cisco's announcements. Now, let me give you a brief overview about the Cisco DevNet Associate course and certification. The advancement of the ID industry, has required the increasing need, right, for network automation. In the networking industry, we're used to CLI-based and per-device management of network devices. However, it was proven that this approach is slow and error-prone. Hence, the new approach is necessary to address those gaps. The IT industry definitely need newer skills to address the fast-paced requirements of every company. This is where network automation comes in. With this requirement, Cisco have introduced new certifications, right, that focuses on network automation. As I've said, as of February 2020, the Cisco DevNet certifications was introduced. This particular course, which is called Developing Applications and Automating Workflows using Core Platform or DevAsk, will help you prepare for the Cisco DevNet Associate certification and for the Associate Level Network Automation Engineer roles. You will learn how to implement basic network applications using Cisco platforms as a base and how to implement automation workflows across network, security, collaboration, and computing infrastructure. If you want to learn more about the certification, please visit this website, https://developer.cisco.com/certification/devnet-associate. Now, let's talk about the knowledge domains covered in the Cisco DevNet Associate exam. The first one is about software development and design. It's a great start to to lay a good foundation, right, of knowledge for software development. There are actually many methodologies to choose from, and you want to learn from history of building best practices in software engineering. You need to practice both collaboratively and independently so that source control becomes a major part of a developer's life. This module sets out the context for where we are at this point in time, choosing modern software development tools to create that all important business or user result. Module 2 is about understanding and using APIs. With so many APIs to work with, you've got to be sure that you're clear on the foundations. This module focuses on the REST APIs. Cisco has many product lines with these interfaces for multiple use cases, whether data collection, call services, or event listening. Module 3 is about Cisco platforms and development. If you want to know all about Cisco's developer and automation offerings, there's a lot of information to sort through. This module brings them all together in major categories such as collaboration, computing, including data centers, networking, including data models, and security. Even if you're familiar with the product family, we hope you'll learn new tips or hints while reading through and trying out some of these platforms firsthand. Module 4 is about application development and security. This module introduces you to the options for deployment of applications. You will learn about the components of continuous integration and continuous deployment of pipelines, including containers and microservices. You will learn about the examples of deployment in test environments and production environments. We'll also learn about the deployment of security measures and understand known vulnerabilities. Module number 5 is about infrastructure and automation. Sure, there's a lot of tools, right, for automating many tasks and special tools for simulating a network for testing. Requirements such as speed with precision and safe service options can be provided by tools such as Puppet, Ansible, and Chef, which all work well in these use cases. In addition, PyAts or PyATS and Viral are special network tools. The last module is about network fundamentals. Now, here's a couple of questions. Why does the developer need to know about the network that all application traffic is going through and between? Why does the network engineer who is already familiar with intricate details and architecture decisions on network traffic would still need to know about the development of applications? One without the other does not quite get the job done when it comes to managing and deploying applications on a scale while meeting performance requirements and expectations. Let's lay down the foundation of the network and study beyond the basics. The Cisco DevNet team offers a sandbox environment that allows you to quickly get a hands-on access to new platform and API testing equipment. Various types of sandboxes exist across a wide range of technologies. There are some sandboxes that are always in place, while other sandboxes need to be reserved. So to access the DevNet sandbox, you need to go to https://developer.cisco.com. Right, so once you're there, just click on sign up free. Then you can use any of your accounts if you have GitHub, Gmail, Facebook if you have a Cisco ID, using WebEx meetings or WebEx Teams, right? So for me, I have already created my account using Gmail. So just click on it, right? And choose my account. So since this is already registered, I'm just gonna go straight to the main page. But if you're a new if it's a new registration, you need to fill up some information there. But you're eventually gonna go to the particular page. Alright, so once you get here, you have a couple of options here, right? If you want to go to the sandbox, just click on this icon. Right. So once you get here, then you have an option to go straight to the particular technology that you want, or you can go to here, click the sandbox catalog. So once you're there, make sure you're clicking available, right? Because it's gonna show you all of the available labs. So you will notice, right? Some of the labs is saying it should be reserved first before using it, but some labs are saying it's always on, right? So you can just access it, then you can readily use it. You can also choose to filter specific technology labs. Like if you only want to see data center related labs, just click on the right side. Click data center. Right? Click security, then click security, then you're gonna get to the security catalog. That's it. You can also search for the sandbox from the DevNet page. So let's say DevNet sandbox. So this will show you the DevNet sandbox learning portal. Right. So as you will see, right, you'll be given this initial a session on how to navigate through the DevNet sandbox and how to search for the technology that you want and how to search for the sandbox. Right. So this is the procedure. Okay. So when you're there, right, there's if you want to go straight to the DevNet sandbox learning, it's actually just this one. Just use this link. That will bring you directly to the DevNet learning labs. Okay, there. So you can either, if you go to DevNet Express, you're gonna get some, tracks here, like for cloud collaboration, security, DNA, Meraki. Hey, if you choose tracks, then you'll see a couple of more specific tracks like SD-WAN, programmability, containers for WebEx, Cisco DNA, NSO, ACI, NXOS, DNA Center, Meraki, and so on. You can also go to modules to search for a specific module that you have worked on, right? If you click on in progress, then you should see those modules that you currently worked on. If you go to completed, of course, this will show you the modules that you have just completed. You can also go to labs, right? So yeah, I would advise that you can just explore the labs that you'd like to try. Right. There are also some challenges, right? So if you let's say search for challenge, yeah. So each course has its own challenge lab, so you can probably try this out once again to enhance your understanding of that specific technology or platform. Right. So we also have a Cisco DevNet GitHub organization. Let me just access it. Here's the link for you to go there. So here you can find code samples, including samples used in the learning labs, scripts, libraries, Yang models, and various open source projects hosted on this GitHub site for DevNet. You should get acquainted with current projects and be sure to follow this community to know when new GitHub repositories are created. Of course, you can access the DevNet GitHub org using this link, right, as I've said, and you can see a lot of repositories that you can clone to your local machine. So one of the most widely used Cisco DevNet resources is the DevNet API information page. So for you to go there, you need to type this portal. Go to this portal, developer.cisco.com/docs. So as you'll notice, right, we have a couple of platforms here of which Cisco is exposing its APIs. We have this for ACI, DCNM, DNA Center, NSO, Cisco Prime. For network device APIs, iOS XCXR, SD-WAN. For service provider, for Crosswork, EPNM, iOS XR, Managed Service Accelerator, NSO. For DC, we have ACI, NAE, UCS, and so on and so forth. Okay. If you click one, let's say for ACI, you're gonna get all the relevant resources like the APIC REST API guide, the ACI policy model guide, some tools for Python like Cobra, PyACI, the ACI toolkit, Ansible, and Puppet, how to use it for ACI programmability. Thank you very much for watching the Cisco DevNet introduction video, and I hope this course will be helpful to supplement your preparation for the Cisco DevNet Associate exam and also prepare you to address real-world programmability challenges. Again, thank you very much for watching the video.